Hey, in today's video, we're going to talk about the top 5 major cities in the United States that have Republican mayors. Wow, imagine that. You could actually have a city that has a Republican mayor. Yeah, there's not a lot of them, all right? There's not a lot. But today in this video, we're going to go through 5 of them. We're going to talk about who their mayors are and maybe some of these cities that will be a good fit for you. You know, this video is for all of you out there in those blue cities across this country. You're in a blue city, you're in a blue state, you know, your representatives do not represent you. Well, how about moving to one of these cities where your representatives do represent you? And not only just your local representatives, I'm talking about your mayor will represent you. Man, that is a rarity for us Republicans, is it not? So let's get right to it, all right? We're going to talk about the number one city right now where so many people, and especially Californians, who like that nice warm weather where they're moving. Hey, Miami, Florida, with Francis Suarez, all right? Francis Suarez, Republican mayor of Miami, Florida. This guy's very, very popular. I think he has a big future in the Republican Party for himself. He was elected in 2017, and I got some notes here, you know, like me, like always. But here's the thing. He was reelected in 2021 with 78% of the vote, all right? Now, think about that. Think about a major city. Miami's got 450,000 people. A major city like that for a Republican, to win with such a large percentage of the vote, almost 80%, and also in a city that has such a huge Hispanic, Latin, that Cuban culture. A lot of Democrats, they love to pander, to the Hispanic culture. I'll say, I'm half Mexican, so I get what they're talking about, but they like to pander to them, thinking that just because they got some brown blood in them, that that they're automatically going to vote for Democrats. And look, not only is Miami a proof that that's not true, but look at the Central Valley, of California. Everywhere from Bakersfield all the way to Redding, man, a whole Central Valley is very red. A lot of Hispanics, a lot of Mexicans, and guess what? They vote for Republicans, just like a lot of the people here in Miami vote for Francis Suarez. Here's the thing about him, though. He's not. Look, he's not a Marjorie Taylor Greene, all right, type of Republican. The guy's obviously he's a mayor of a major city, and so he's got to moderate himself a bit, all right. And so some things against him, some things that he gets knocked for a lot, some things that actually knocked him out of the presidential primary, as he voted against Ron DeSantis, all right, in the first election. He voted for Andrew Gillum. Man, that's wow. Imagine that. I'm sure he wishes he could have that vote back. In 2016 and 2017, he did not support Donald Trump, all right? Although he says in 2024, he is supporting Donald Trump. So he's had a little bit of a change of heart. I don't know. Maybe he's just reading the polls, who knows what's going on there. But here's the thing. On his conservative side, he's for low taxes, all right? He supports business. That's why you're seeing so many businesses in Silicon Valley moving to Miami. He calls Miami the next Silicon Valley. And I don't disagree, man. I don't disagree. I think Miami has a huge future for it, especially because of Suarez, of people like Suarez that, yeah, they moderate themselves on some things. But when it comes to business, when it comes to the economy, they don't mess around, right? They got those conservative bona fides. All right, next up on the list is the mayor of Mesa, Arizona. His name is John Giles, all right? Here's the thing about John Giles. Don't know a lot about him. You think I would, right? Considering we're West Coast, we're Western states people. Arizona. Look, I'm from California originally. I don't know a lot about this guy, but he came up on my list as far as Republican mayors. He seems to be, I'll say, definitely much more on the moderate side, I'll say, than Francis Suarez is. He was elected in 2014 as a Republican, but in 2022, or is it 2022? Yeah, 2022, he was censured by the Republican Party for endorsing Mark Kelly in that 2022 Senate race, all right, with Kerry Lake and Mark Kelly. So, I guess he's I wrote down a note that he reminds me, he's like the Mitt Romney of Arizona. So for those of you in Mesa, Arizona, hey, chime in here. What do you guys know about this guy? Look, I'll say this: if you can get any kind of Republican, even just a little bit of Republican, this far west, okay, that close to California, Hey man, it's a win, all right. It's a win. We're used to these progressive psychos that are running LA and San Francisco into the ground, all right. And so look, Mesa, you got a guy that's a little bit more on the moderate side. Hey, take it, right? But you look, you've got Scottsdale. What was his name? The Scott David Ortega. Independent seems to be a little bit more on the conservative side. It appeared. I didn't list him as an official mayor, but you got that Mesa, Gilbert, Scottsdale, that kind of East Phoenix area. A lot of conservatives are moving out there, and so look again, if you're from California, or look if you're from a northern state and you're just tired of all them cold winters, and you want to snowbird it now that you're retiring. Look, give East, I'll say East Phoenix. Give those the cities a look. Give them a hard look. A lot of people are moving there for a reason. And if you're a Republican voter, especially like I say all the time, if you're a Republican voter in a major blue city, man, Mesa, Arizona, and I'm sure all you conservative Republicans out there in Mesa, Arizona, wouldn't you like to have a couple 100,000 of these conservative Republicans all across America move to Mesa, maybe get you maybe a little bit more of a conservative mayor? But again, Mesa, Arizona, look, you got to know where you're at. You got to know the game that you're playing. Kristen Sinema learned that lesson. She went from a Democrat to an independent there in Arizona because, look, she can read the tea leaves too, all right? And so, again, John Giles, Republican, yeah. Look, he's here was his stance. I wrote down his, for those of you there that'll know, this was an interesting one. 5 E's. This is his campaign platform, okay? Emergency response, equality and compassion, education, nothing wrong with that. Environment, there we go. We know who he's catering to, and economic growth. So he's definitely trying to play both sides of the aisle here. Trying to do this whole hey, I get the economic growth, but I'm also I'm for equality. Look, everybody's for equality. I don't know why these leftists out here, all these progressives, have to pretend like they're the ones for equality. No, everybody's for equality. But we're equal on merit, right? We're equal because we're all made in the eyes of God together, right? Not because of the color of our skin or what chromosomes we have in our body, So again, these lefties, he has to play the game. I get it. And next up, I'm actually going to combine number 3 and number 4 Republican mayors, mostly because they're just kind of in the same place. For those of you that know, the Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex, all right. Look, let's just face it. It's really one city, but you have 2 mayors, all right. And so I'm kind of going to do 3 and 4 together here, just because you're all just living in one giant concrete jungle there, I'll say. But look, Dallas has Eric Johnson, all right. He was elected in 2019. A little bit of asterisk, all right, with Eric Johnson being a Republican mayor of the, I'll say, the largest city with a Republican mayor is Dallas. All right, has over 1 million people. I think 1.2 million people with Republican representation. Amazing. All right, but here's the catch: when he was elected as a Democrat, ran as a Democrat, elected as a Democrat, reelected as a Democrat with 93% of the vote. It wasn't until in September 2023, just last year, that he said, you know what, I'm done with the Democratic Party. They don't represent me anymore. He was much more in line with issues concerning police, property taxes, with business. He just didn't feel that the Democratic Party was really in line with those values anymore. So he switched, man. And that I'm not an expert in Dallas politics, but that takes some guts, man. Think about that. Think about getting elected to a mayor's position with 93% of the vote, and you have the courage to switch parties. Man, kudos to you, Eric Johnson. A great job. But also Fort Worth. All right, Fort Worth has Maddie Parker. 956,000 people, man. We have almost 2 million people in this metro region, both with a Republican representation. Now, Maddie Parker, she didn't win by as much. All right, now she's a Republican. She's ran as a Republican, won as a Republican, but she only won with 53% of the vote in Fort Worth. So what are you doing, Fort Worth? What are you doing over there? 53%? Man, come on. And don't be blaming or don't be blaming Californians. I know you Texans like to blame Californians for everything. Like I'm telling you, the data doesn't lie. I did a video on that. Go check out my video about Texas. Maybe, you know what? I'm going to link it at the end of this video just to piss you off. But look, the Californians that are moving to Texas, yeah, guess what? They're Republicans. Yeah, they're Republicans, y'all. And so, yeah, this 53% barely winning, that ain't Californians. That's Texans, all right? That's your colleges pumping out these socialists every single day, all right? But hey, look, Dallas, Fort Worth, Eric Johnson. Now we'll see when he runs again. We'll see how he does as a Republican. Look, he seems to be pretty popular. You know what? Maybe somebody from Dallas. If you're watching this from Dallas, Fort Worth, again, I love your comments. What do you think about Eric Johnson and Maddie Parker? Are they representing you well? And look, again, if you're living in LA, you're living in San Francisco, you know, you're conservative, valued, patriotic American, and you don't want to give up that city life, you know, you like the city, you like the culture, you like the museums and the food and the sports. Man, Dallas has got the kind of a sports town, you know. Think about having access to all that culture and everything that a city brings, especially a city with over 1 million people, you know, and having Republican representation for you. Your representatives represent you. Your governor, Greg Abbott, represents you. All right, there's a reason so many people are moving to Texas, and you know the weather ain't one of them. It's not the weather. But look, number 5, a major city for for you to move with Republican representation, Tulsa, Oklahoma. All right, if you're thinking about moving, again, Tulsa, big major city. Your mayor is, we got to say his name right here, George Theron Bynum. That's right. We call him GT. That's GT Bynum because, you know, in the South, Oklahoma's considered the South, right? In the South, we like cool names like GT. Like if I moved to Oklahoma, I'd be JC. That's right. You call me JC, which, is not out of the cards, I'll say. In fact, my last name, Clark, I'm Jason Clark. Clark comes from Oklahoma. My dad, his family, they were all from Oklahoma. They were from the Norman area. My grandparents came to California during the Dust Bowl, you know, the John Steinbeck Grapes of Wrath. That was my family on my father's side. They came out here and they were the Clarks. So, hey, if there's any Clarks out there in the Norman, Oklahoma region, hey, those are my people. Maybe we're related. Shoot me a message, all right? But hey, look, Tulsa, Oklahoma. Here's the thing about GT Bynum. There ain't much about this guy, man. He's the mayor of Tulsa. What else has Tulsa got, man? They got like a George Strait songs. Tell me something bad about Tulsa. You can't. It's like it's Tulsa. It's just, hey, what are you guys doing over there? Here's the thing. The guy has no controversy. He's just like this good old kid, did the thing right, went to school, got the education, got the wife and the kid, the house, the spouse, and the mouse. You know, Oklahoma, why are you raising your kids all properly? No controversy, no trouble. He just runs for mayor, gets reelected. The only controversy I'll say that I found for him was that he did support Donald Trump in 2020, in June 2020, during the pandemic. He allowed a Trump rally to go on, and that's about as much action, all right, as you're going to get in Tulsa. So hey, look, again, you living in LA, hey, there's a lot of action over there. There's probably too much action. So you want to go move to a big city? Hey, 411,000 people. You want to go move to a big city where it's just going to be chill? Hey, GT Bynum could be your mayor, and you could just go live that nice, comfortable, Oklahoma life. I guess. Now, are you ready for the honorable mention? Hey, look, if you're sticking around, if you're still here, look, personally, before we get to the honorable mention, I just want to give my thanks to you for continuing to watch, for sticking with me this long. Now, look, you got to stick with me a little bit longer because I have to get my pitch out. All right, I just have to say, and I have to remind you that, look, if you live in these blue cities and you need to get the hell out of there, you call me. We're going to make it happen. All right, look, I know it's hard to move, and maybe you're by yourself and you're a little bit scared. You want to move, but you have nobody to help you. I'm telling you, I am here to help you. I am with you every single step of the way. All right, from selling your house to moving to buying your new house. I just want you to know I am with you the whole way. All right, it's not like you're going to get a realtor. It's going to sell your house and wave goodbye as you drive away. You're never going to hear from them again. All right, I am with you from beginning to end. All right. And I just want to make sure that it's clear that, well, say me, myself, the agents that I work with all across this country, man, they are on board with the mission of Red State Relocate. And our mission is to help people like you get out of these cities where you're not being served, your business is being crushed, your kids are being taught garbage, all right, in their schools, and it's time to get out. And so when that's time, you go in the description, you call me, you go to redstaterelocate.com, you fill out my form. All right. Now, look, that's my pitch. Let's get to the honorable mention. All right. Honorable mention, finally, that I think, man, one of the coolest cities in this country. It comes up all the time in my videos, and it came up again when I was researching for this video. Huntsville, Alabama. Yes, once again, I'm saying the words, Huntsville, Alabama. Tommy Battle is your mayor. Man, how cool would it be to be living in the middle of Seattle right now, just, hating life, and then think, man, I could live somewhere and my mayor's name is Tommy Battle. Man, that's a cool name. I don't know what it is with all you southern states, especially Alabama. You got Tommy Battle, you got Tommy Tuberville. But look, Tommy Battle is the mayor there of Huntsville, Alabama. Now, Huntsville, amazing, amazing city. It constantly comes up ranked number one, whether it's on Forbes, right? Whether it's U.S. News, all the time as the top city to live. They got NASA, aerospace, technology, biotech. I mean, the place is rocking. It's like one of those best kept secrets. I'm sure all you folks watching right now from Huntsville, you're probably in the comments going, no, don't let the secret out. All right. Got some great agents over there. In fact, next week, I'm going to be doing a full video just on Huntsville. We're going to be talking to an agent, a real estate agent down there. We're going to talk all about Huntsville. But I just want to put it on the map for you right now that, not a lot of people are, I don't get a lot of calls for people saying they're even looking at Huntsville. They're looking at, a lot of the places we're used to hearing about. So, but here's the thing about Tommy Battle. Okay. He was elected in 2008. He won re-election in 2020 with 77% of the vote. 2016, he won with 80%. All right. That is a Republican mayor in a major city. All right. Winning with nearly 8 out of 10 people voting for him. And that is amazing. That shows amazing leadership, and especially in a city that has, like I said, such economy, right? Having such massive businesses there. They approve the Google complex out there. I mean, they're rocking, right? They are rocking. So, but here's the thing, and this is going to be my little rant. So if you stuck around this long, like I'm going to tell you, you're going to be glad you did, because this is what I like to save to the end sometimes. But when he ran, Tommy Battle, when he ran for mayor in 2008. You know, I know what his campaign platform was. Think about this. His campaign platform 16 years ago was fiscal responsibility, free enterprise, education, and jobs. Isn't that something? Isn't it amazing? Think about this. All right? That 16 years ago, that the principles of conservatism then are the same principles of conservatism today. In fact, I'll add, these are the principles of conservatism for decades before, all going back to Reagan and even before that. And this is going to be my rant. This is why I believe, y'all, that conservatism always wins, because it is based on a moral foundation. All right. We have a belief system, and it does not change. All right. We don't lick our finger and stick it in the wind and see which way the wind's blowing, like those on the progressive left. All right. We have a foundation, and those on the left do not. In fact, I even wrote a list, right? When we think about the left and how I have no idea what they base their policy positions on, other than as of now, it's whatever Trump believes, we believe the opposite, right? They don't have a moral foundation. And I wrote some things. Do you remember? All right. Do you remember when the progressive left used to be anti-war? Yeah, that's not the case anymore. Yeah, now they support war. They can't give enough money to Ukraine. All right, do you remember when the left used to be against the vaccine? Remember when Donald Trump was rolling out the vaccine? And Kamala Harris famously said, I'm not taking the Trump vaccine. If Donald Trump's name is on, I am not taking it. And then suddenly they found themselves with the job of having to distribute it. And then if you didn't take it, then they were going to fire you from your jobs. And a lot of people lost their jobs. Okay, no moral foundation. Okay, Their positions change. Civil liberties. Remember the ACLU, the American Civil Liberties Union? Right? Remember when they used to oppose the Patriot Act because they thought that it would be utilized against Americans? And guess what? It was utilized against Americans. It was utilized against conservative Americans, and now they support it. Now they are pro-censorship, right? They are for people losing their jobs for not having the same political belief systems as them. Amazing, okay? Abortion. Do you remember Bill Clinton famously said that abortion should be safe, legal, and rare? That was the party platform for the Democratic Party for decades. And now, that's the conservative position now. Now they support post-birth abortion. It's crazy. It's crazy. Okay, look, when you have no moral foundation, when you have no personal constitution, okay, your political beliefs can sway just like this. Look at immigration. Again, Bill Clinton famously talked about immigration. In fact, I wrote down, remember, is the State of the Union. I believe it was it 96? I think it was. He said, we are a nation of immigrants, but we are also a nation of laws. All right. Those exact words could have come out of Donald Trump's mouth, and yet 30 years ago, that was a Democratic platform. Again, they changed because they have no belief system. They have no moral foundation. They used to support blue-collar union workers. Gone. Okay. Remember when the left progressives used to support women? Remember when they used to be the feminists that fought for women? And now they want men competing against women in sports? Right? We have men. Okay, we have the political left right now, the progressive left, actively campaigning to allow men to steal scholarships and opportunity away from young girls. That is the progressive left now. But guess what? Let's go back. Let's go back to baseline here. How about fiscal responsibility? How about free enterprise? Okay. How about education? How about jobs? And I'll add, how about a strong military? Right? You know what the conservative Republican, conservative right has always done? We have always stood for our American flag. We will never put our knee on the ground. Okay? Those are conservative principles that have stood the test of time, and they will continue to stand the test of time. All right? And that's why I feel it is so important for you. Right? It's so important for homeowners like yourself to get the hell out of these cities where you are represented by people that believe this stuff. All right? Tomorrow their political position could change. Who knows? All right? But look, you don't want to be there when it does. All right? So get yourself out of there. Get yourself moved to one of these amazing cities with some Republican representation. All right? These were all red states. All right? Now look, California has a couple. I even wrote a couple. California actually has a couple Republican mayors. You know, Jerry Dyer in Fresno. Shout out to Fresno. My family on my mom's side. A lot of Mexicans. I'm half Mexican, by the way. I'm not Italian. All right. My dad is white. Well, was white. My mom's Mexican. She's in the Central Valley, San Joaquin County. What's up, Fresno? Fresno's in Fresno County. But yeah, he's Republican, representing Fresno. All right. Karen Go, Bakersfield mayor. All right. Now, I also wrote down as a sorry, but sorry, San Diego. Yeah. You no longer have a Republican mayor. You've got, what's his name? Todd Gloria now, Democrat, running your show. So sign of the times, y'all. Sign of the times. People are getting the heck out of California. So when you're ready, not only get out of California, you get out of Portland, Chicago, New York, Denver, no matter where you are in this country, when you're ready to get the hell out. All right. You call me and I'm going to be with you every single step of the way. All right. So I hope you like that list. Hey, you want to add comments? Let me know what you think. You want to add some cities to the list, man, throw it down. Next week, we're going to talk more in depth about Huntsville, Alabama. Tommy Battle. Man, what a cool name. Tommy Battle. All right, everybody. I'll see you next time. Take care.